My name is Austin, and this is Dungeons and Dracon Beams, MegaMorphs 3. With 5 long necks and heads on each end, chomping the air as the forms finish forming. They're wavering back and forth as your herd of Titanosaurs stampede through their village. Buildings have crumbled, revealing relics from your time that are already here. This has caused Aximili to open up more to the possibilities of this being actual time travel, but there's no time to think about that now. More swarms are exiting the buildings and starting to combine. There are a few buildings to still go through to find something useful, but the more the Nesk gather, the harder it becomes. The Nesk are fully aware of the stampede now, and they seem to be readying defenses, well, as much as you can tell. Kamren enters the southern part of the battlefield along with another Titanosaur and lets out a groan into the air. Other Titanosaurs behind him mimic this. Dylan, even the small little one that stayed back with their mom, lets out a little groan as you see this amalgamation of Nesk rise up on top of the building near the Titanosaur that you know to be Savannah. It's your turn.
I think Dylan sees this giant thing begin to loom over Savannah, and she's just going to rush forward at it.
Rush forward. Unfortunately, you were a little bit further back, so you can double move to close the gap.
Let's go.
Savannah, you see Dylan barreling towards you. Roll a perception check.
Okay. I can do that. 18.
As you see through this hole that you've made in the building next to you, the biggest building on the battlefield, you can see that this damage is causing other parts of it to collapse. The ground inside begins to collapse underneath it, revealing an underground area alive with swarms of Nesk and other items that don't look like anything in particular to you. It's anything from pieces of machinery to jars of liquid with unidentifiable chunks in it. You notice Nesk pushing more of these big clunky weapons to the surface, as well as these beach ball sized orbs with pulsing red lights. And since you rolled well, you get the 2 extra things that come with this perception check. As another part of the wall collapses from a rogue Titanosaur running into it on the other side, you manage to see a little bit deeper down, and for just a moment, you see trapped in a tank is the Dinosuchus that chased Dylan earlier today. Dirt quickly falls around it and is replaced by Nesk charging forward. You also notice that some of the Nesk are trying to repair this building and not joining the fight. And as you kind of look around, you don't see that really happening with any of the other buildings. It's your turn.
So the very first thing she's going to fire off is to Dylan, just say, what about the juvenile?
I think they stay back.
All right, she'll just move on from there. I mean, she's not going to argue with Dylan about it. And then I think she'll open it up to the broader group of everybody on our team, is what I'll say, not the Nesk, and say, this center building here, it seems like they have weaponry coming out potentially. It's flashing red orbs that can't be good, and there's further structure under here, and they're trying to repair it. So I think this main building is where we should concentrate our forces.
All right, crash the main building.
Yeah, no problem.
We are bringing more of these beasts up towards the rear here.
Make sure to keep any young ones back.
Will do.
How close is this amalgamation Nesk beast?
It is close enough for you to get to it and attack. There are also a few other swarms around you.
She wants to move towards this thing and take her tail and just like swipe it through the base. Like basically she's trying to disconnect the lower Nesk from the top half to try and send it toppling over so it'll have to take longer to rebuild.
You stomp over parts of the building, kind of collapsing as you move through it to get to where this amalgamation swarm is.
18.
You swing your tail and you see some of the heads try to move out of the way. They do not make it out as like you're swinging towards the bottom. As you swing towards the bottom and your tail moves through this pile, it gets about halfway and you see 2 of the 5 heads drop down, and one kind of is now its own swarm. It moves back into the bigger swarm, but the second head just falls to the ground and is like smushed and smeared across this dirt and metal pile of Nesk home.
We windshielded it?
You windshielded it. So yeah, one of that head is down and you see like the rest of them are recovering from your tail swipe through. Would Savannah like to take another attack?
Another swipe with that tail? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And also because it's bludgeoning damage, I have a feat called Bruiser that should come into play here as well.
Ooh.
You want me to read that real quick while
Yes,
we're
please.
playing in the fun space of knowing things? You hit with bludgeoning damage, your brute force leaves lingering pain, granting you the following benefits. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, you can grant disadvantage at the target's next attack roll. When you score a critical hit that deals bludgeoning damage to the creature, you knock breath out of it until the start of next turn. Blah, 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 blah.
So it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Great. 22.
Hit.
Oh my god, the exact same amount, 52.
Nice.
Completely different numbers, but the exact same amount.
You see as this head that you knocked off previously merges back into the body and starts to form, you just smash your tail down on it and stop it from reforming. But you do see more Nesk swarms behind it merge in. You took 2 heads down. One of them starts to reform. Hydra turn. It will make 1 attack on the Titanosaur to its left and then 2 on Savannah since it just smacked it with its tail. It does not look like it is suspecting that you all are Andalites or humans and morph or anything like that. It's just, it doesn't give that
It
away.
wouldn't, because it has disadvantage, so it wouldn't.
Disadvantage on this attack is 228.
It's true.
So the Titanosaur to the left takes 14, and then Savannah first attack, a 29 to hit,
Yeah, dude.
20 damage, and then another Hydra moves through the first neck that bit you, and like they merge together, and then a Hydra head shoots out of the middle of it and bites you again for another 29 for 13 piercing. And then one of the heads grows back. Zach, as you finish shaking off whatever the Nesk shot at you and you focus in, tattered buildings are behind you and your friends are battling snapping heads of the Nesk. More buildings are in front of you and you see Nesk swarms gathering between them. You're up.
Now, would you say that these Titanosaurs are our companions?
Like they're allies if you need them to count as allies.
Cool. I do want them to count as allies. So here's what's gonna happen. I hope. I'm gonna run at this motherfucker. I have something called Commander Strike. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can forego one of your attacks and use a bonus action to direct one of your companions to strike. I don't have the opportunity to take an attack this turn.
There's also swarms of Nesk around, like smaller swarms.
Okay. So then I guess I'll do an attack on these Nesk over here. These guys?
These Nesk.
These Nesk? Does a 26 hit?
26 hits.
And I need you to understand that I have Savage Attacker, which means I can roll the damage twice and take the better one. That one's 43. And it's bludgeoning, which means they're going to take disadvantage on their next turn if they're not dead.
The smear happens.
I think that in my rush to like do anything, I kind of like try to stomp, and it's like I'm also running, and it's just kind of like slipping on a pile of shit on a tile floor, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We've all done it. Anyway, and then I'm going to tell this Titanosaur over here to hit him, if I can do that.
Yeah.
I trumpet at him, as only a Titanosaur can.
We'll do a stomp for him. 17 just hits the Nesk swarm. 35 bludgeoning as another head pushed underneath the Titanosaur's feet.
It's not nothing.
Next up are the Titanosaur. We'll go ahead with the one that just attacked for Zach. It'll stomp down again for a 22. 35 more. Another head is gone. These Titanosaur near Zach, as Zach moves back towards the bigger building, they're moving the other way. You all see one of these Titanosaur run into the next biggest building in this battlefield. And as it does, and it knocks part of the wall, you all hear a low hum, and then a red light emerges from this building and engulfs it, and the Titanosaur needs to make a save. Strength save, which is pretty good. An 11. So this Titanosaur is taken off guard as this force field comes out and pushes it back, and it does some damage. 19 damage. The other Titanosaur almost topples over as he runs forward too. He does crash into the building to the left, which you all have seen. This is one of the places where the nests are starting to swarm out of. And as it does as well, force field emerges, and it'll make a strength save for a 25, which will pass, so it won't take any of the damage. It's just pushed back a little bit. This Titanosaur crushes this building with ease and keeps moving forward. This Titanosaur closest to you, Dylan, that's as you're running past it, as it was moving as well, and it's on the opposite side of the building as you, Savannah. It stomps down again, but as it does, you all can both kind of see this. One of those little beach ball orbs with the blinking red light expands, and the force field comes out from it, and it tries to stop this Titanosaur, which it'll make a strength save for a 20, which it passes, but you see it push the Titanosaur back. The one that came in with Kamren destroys the rest of the building to the south. Another Titanosaur comes in from off the battlefield and destroys another building. And then more move up next turn from the command of Matea and Aximili. Top of the round, you see more Nesk swarm emerge from the two buildings, one to the south, one to the very west. And then Kamren's up. He'll come through, stomp one of the Nesk swarms that just came out. He hits, and it's a smear as well. He moves forward towards the Hydra and ends his movement. Next up are the Nesk. So small swarms first. Dylan, as you get closer towards the bigger building, they start to swarm around your feet, 2 of them. They do not have any of those clunky weapons in their hands, so they're going to try to bite you. First swarm, 17 to hit.
I mean, that meets, right?
So 8 poison damage. Second Nesk swarm for a 10 to hit, which misses. So you managed to like shrug those off.
My toesies hurt.
2 poor toesies. Nesk swarm. This one will try to shoot one of these weapons at a close Titanosaur. Boom. The Titanosaur shakes that off. It keeps moving. Next swarm just moves forward. It can't do anything. There's 2 more. They attack a random Titanosaur. One hits. The other misses. 4 poison. This seems arbitrary. 2 swarms will move forward and attack Kamren. One's a natural 20 for 13 poison. And second one misses. Savannah, you have a swarm near you. It tries to bite you. 18 to hit for 6 poison. Next up, big swarms. These 2 big swarms to the west merge together. And as they start to merge together, you see heads form and rise. Another Hydra has entered the battlefield. A bigger swarm towards the north of the party swarms a Titanosaur that is just shaken off a stun cannon and destroyed a building for you guys. And then as this big swarm tries to bite him, he manages to swat them all away. That's a miss. Another swarm on the big building produces one of those clunky weapons and takes aim at Savannah. Savannah, you have to make a Constitution saving throw.
How does 8 feel to you?
An 8 is a fail.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
18 force damage, and you are stunned for a round. There's one more swarm, but it's not close enough to anyone. So it moves down to an approaching Titanosaur towards the big building that you are all at. Dylan is up. There are 2 small swarms next to you, and you are right in front of the building where Savannah and the Hydra are.
So you can take a quick look around at everybody and just be like, does anybody see any of these things that look different, like have wings or a larger abdomen or a weird colorful or white spot on their body or something like that? Does anybody see one of those? And then she's gonna run forward to this Hydra mass and do a big old like rear up and stomp down forward on it.
Matea tries to peer forward, and as she does, she just runs into like a tree and it's obscuring her face. She natural 1. Zach, as you've like smeared the last swarm you were encountering, you kind of like peer around and look around as Dylan asks this question. On the surface, you don't see anything like that. And Dylan, what'd you get for your stomp?
A 28.
Hit.
Sweet. 40.
Another one of these heads just squishes underneath you as one like kind of starts to wrap around your long neck.
Can I also look after squishing?
Yes.
Yay! So perception. So that is going to be 18.
And 18, yeah. You look around in here, and you're in the middle of this building now as you've like broken pieces of it to get through here. And as you kind of look around, you don't see anything that stands out. There are different kind of Nesk in here, but nothing that stands out. Like if you see one, you see another of the same kind. You notice that too. There are different kind of Nesk in all of these swarms and stuff, but nothing that stands out immediately. There's also trillions of Nesk around you guys now. You do notice one of those beach balls just expand right beside you though as you get deeper into the building, and so you have to make a strength save. Dylan.
Well, I nat 20'd my guy.
You see this force field shield kind of start to expand, and you drop your shoulder and manage to forcefully push this back, causing it to make like a longer streak in this building of just destruction.
Nice.
Savannah, you are stunned as this like jolt goes through your body from getting hit with this weapon. You can still kind of see blurry visions of Dylan kind of run in front of you, stomp down, and then shoulder check this bright red energy orb away, and you manage to shake off your stun.
Can you give me a snapshot of like everything happening on the battlefield and like just in that moment of like her coming to, like just what does Savannah observe as like she kind of clarifies?
As you come out of this stun and your vision clears up, you see Dylan facing off against a one-headed swarm of Hydra in front of you. There are a couple of other Titanosaur kind of merging in on your position. You don't know if they're your friends or not. As you kind of look around, you see more destruction to the north, more buildings that have been destroyed by the stampede. You kind of remember where Zach was, and he seems to be moving your way, but he's stopped to take just a second to clear out more of the enemy. The biggest threat on the field you see to the west is another swarm with 5 heads. And in 2 of the buildings, these orbs are engulfing them, so they're blocking them off. One to the north and one to the west. All the way to the north, all the way to the west.
So that's what these beach balls are? They're force fields?
Yeah, they kind of expand into a energy force field kind of around them. They seem to mostly protect the buildings, except that one that just got shot at Dylan. It went through the building. They must not have expected that to happen because it actually hurt the building. The Nesk Hydra is up. you see more of the swarm come out of the broken parts of the building and form back into the Hydra, making 4 new heads pop up. And then they attack. First one is a 24 to hit, 23 piercing.
Okay.
Second attack is a 12 to hit, which these try to bite into your skin and they can't get through the tough leathery skin that you got. And the last head, natural 1s.
Ooh. Nice, nice, nice.
It gets separated on the natural 1. So 1 head down, but there's a swarm out here now.
Can we say that, like, we didn't take that down? So if it grows back, like, that one doesn't come back.
Smart move.
Because we didn't do that.
Yeah, smart move. I like it. Yes. That was 3 attacks. 1 against Savannah. That'll be its last one because its other head fell off. Natural 1. Another head fall off. Oh, fuck.
All right, guys, we know the secret. Let them
These
whiff
rookie
on
heads
us.
suck.
Let them whiff on us, and then they just die. We're
It's
good.
a game of attrition. Yeah, we just gotta get hit till they fuck up.
Alex, don't touch my digital dice.
I'm not even close to you, dude.
Roll 20 is like, these bitches aren't in here rolling poorly, so it's your turn.
Shit. Next up, the Hydra to the west moves forward to an unsuspecting, innocent, non-humanimal Titanosaur and chomps down on it with 3 of its heads. And the Titanosaur lets out a bellow of pain. Zach.
Hey, so Dylan, when you push that big red ball, it like really fucked the building up. We should maybe try to use those wrecking balls.
It's on.
Can I run at the big red ball and tail swipe it to knock it into this Hydra?
Yeah, if you wanted to use your tail.
Ow! A 17?
A 17 hits. Roll your damage on it.
Does this count as a bludgeoning attack?
Yes.
So I'm also going to use Savage Attacker. 35 is better.
As you hit this ball and it starts to roll forward, you see that it shimmers and like kind of flashes like you did some damage to it. It does roll forward and the Hydra takes 10 damage.
That's terrible. Let me use my Commander Strike to get this other Titanosaur down here to hit that Hydra again.
All right, it rears up, stomps down. A 30 will hit
Oh, hell yeah.
for 36 bludgeoning. That does take off another head.
No, if I have any remaining movement, I'll move.
Next up are the Titanosaur. We'll just start it off with this one that's been helping you guys fight this Hydra. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 19 will hit as this Titanosaur stomps down, pushing the rest of this Hydra and stomping this part of the building to rubble.
The western wall of the largest building is being smashed in by this Titanosaur.
The Hydra that you all have been fighting is now gone. The rest of the Titanosaur, 3 of them move in on the big building, converging with the group and start stomping on it. But one of these beach balls things does go off, and we'll see if this Titanosaur gets pushed back or not. Or it does not take damage. The Titanosaur to the north that is taking the buildings down there will try to stomp on the Nesk that just shot at it. And also, as it moves, it just crushes the building that's under it. It crushes the Nesk swarm underneath its feet and also a big clunky weapon that they were holding. And it takes a few steps forward towards another building, avoiding a big force field near it. The Titanosaur next to the Hydra will try to... Actually, it just got bit a bunch of times. It's going to run away, which will provoke an opportunity attack, but it is a dinosaur that I think would do that. The Hydra has a special thing where it gets an opportunity attack for each head. So that sucks. 3 misses. 2 hits out of 5. This Titanosaur limps away, destroying another building as it does. It limps to the south. This one to the northwest of the group tries to go into the next building, and as it hits, a force field erupts from it. That is a success, so it doesn't take any damage. It just gets pushed back. And now there's a force field. The Hydra actually is engulfed in this as well, so it has to make a save. The Hydra natural 20s, so it definitely moves around the force field that it knows is there. Yeah, the second largest building now has a force field around it.
It's the one that's right by the new Hydra that was attacking the innocent Titanosaur a moment ago.
More Nesk come out of the southern building that they've been exited out of, but they do not come out of the western one because it is now engulfed in a force field as well. And as it comes out, it does form with 2 other ones to become a bigger swarm. Kamren is up as this swarm just came out right behind him. He's going to swing his tail at him for an 18 to hit, which does hit. So he'll stomp down with his back feet as well. Natural 1. So he takes out a big part of this swarm, but there's still some starting to creep up his back. And with that, he won't move. Actually, he will. He probably wouldn't think about it. So he'll keep moving forward and stomp part of this building, but he will take a opportunity attack. 11 hits for 6 poison. Nesk swarms are now up. As they all swarm around Savannah and Dylan, you all are going to each take some attacks. So, Savannah, you have 3 around you. We'll do yours first. 19 to hit, 14 misses, and a 10 misses. So you take 3 poison. Dylan, you have 2 around you. Natural 20 and a miss. So you take 11 poison, and that's it. Zach, you don't have any small ones around you. Around the battlefield, you all see all of the Titanosaurs starting to get swarmed with Nesk. Let's do the big ones now. The Titanosaur that's been beating this Hydra with you guys at the main building, the swarm that Kamren left behind starts to swarm his tail, starts to gather around it. And it'll try to bite him for another natural 20 for 9 poison damage. This Titanosaur is good. That was the swarm that only had 9 hit points left.
Yeah, fuck that swarm. They're dead now.
They take 9 damage from biting this Titanosaur.
They take 9 damage for being in the wrong place, and the GM saw it, and now they're dead.
They dead as hell. The little swarm next to Kamren that bites him. Zach, you see this swarm that is kind of right next to you coming out of this building that you just crashed through and smacked this orb through. And they have the clunky weapon pointed at you. And as they pull the trigger, you see it just power off.
Love that.
They do move forward and try to bite you after that, but they let the weapon go to the ground. They seem to not even care about it anymore after it failed. Dirty 20 to hit for 7 poison damage. As that weapon gets dropped to the ground as it malfunctioned and the Nesk try to bite at the end of Zach's tail, the Nesk swarm the rest of the Titanosaur around the battlefield. And Dylan, the Hydra swarm lays dead at your feet, but others are trying to get at you.
I'm going to swing my tail at them.
Hell yeah.
17.
17 hits.
Sweet. And for tail swing, so it's 28.
A new smear joins the battle.
Gross.
Super Smears Brothers. Okay, we got
I'm going to like stomp into this place where all these weapons are being loaded out from, and I'm going to try and use my little Brontosaurus neck to look.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Ooh, okay.
Easy to do damage. This building's already crumpling.
That's a 23.
The first thing you notice, more of the ground starts to fall beneath you. You hear a rumble start as this building all around you guys collapses. Even with the force fields that are kind of around the building, they're just collapsing underneath it. There's no structure to hold them up anymore. Deep down, you see that Dinosuchus in the tank now, and there is a huge Nesk with a white thorax looking up towards you as you stomp down. And as you do, you see just a rock drop down and squish that big Nesk.